If you have food allergies, then you know how difficult it can be to eat out or even cook meals for yourself at home. Hey there, welcome to my channel. In this video, we talk about all things nutrition related. It can be very challenging to find recipes that you like that also accommodate your allergies. Believe me, I get it, because one of my biggest pet peeves is that whenever I search for a recipe online, it always has one of the three eggs, dairy or gluten. And usually when I call the restaurant to ask them questions about their ingredients, they always tell me that they are unable to guarantee that the dish is free from that allergen due to the way that they prepare their food. So I started this channel so that I could share with others the knowledge I learned over the years of trial and error while trying to come up with meal ideas that work well for those of us who have multiple food allergies. So in today's video, I will share with you the most common food allergy diet plans that I found help the most to my viewers. The first diet is the eggless diet. It may sound obvious, but eggs are literally in everything. Whenever I go to restaurants, I'm always afraid to order something that says that it's breaded because almost all of them use eggs as the ingredient to bind the breading together. Without eggs, they woe and be able to hold the shape that we expect it to have after it has been fried or baked. Even some meat patties are bound with eggs. So if you don't want any eggs in your diet, you'll need to cook at home more often. My favorite way to make meat patties without using any eggs is to form them into a shape while pressing them against each other. But if you're looking for a good egg substitute for baking or frying, my personal favorite is applesauce. Applesauce adds moisture to your food, so it's great for replacing eggs in quick breads, muffins, and cakes. It also works really well for meatloaf. You just want to make sure to use unsweetened applesauce, otherwise you may end up with a sweet loaf of meat. A fun fact about applesauce is that it was actually the first commercially produced baby food in jars, and it was introduced in the US market in 1866. If you do, unlike applesauce, or if you are out of it and do not have time to go to the store, mashed banana also works really well to replace eggs. Just note that it has a stronger flavor than applesauce. For every 1 egg called for in a recipe, you'll only need 1/3 of a ripe mashed banana. Next, we have the dairy-free diet. Now that's a lot easier to follow than the egg-free diet, because there is a wide variety of dairy-free alternatives available now. You can get plant-based milk like almond milk and oat milk at almost any grocery store. And there are also many brands of vegan cheese and ice cream that taste surprisingly close to real thing. My favorite dairy-free dips include hummus, guacamole, and salsa. They're all easy to make and full of flavor. If you enjoy eating salad, you will love these dips because you can use them to top your salad instead of using dairy-based dressings. One tip I can give you is to try different types of cuisines that do not rely heavily on dairy products, such as Thai, Vietnamese, and Indian foods. In Thai cooking, peanut sauce is a popular sauce that's used in place of creamy dressings. It's made by blending peanuts with spices and served over rice, noodles, or vegetables. Vietnamese cuisine uses a lot of herbs and pickled vegetables, which makes for a nice refreshing change of pace from dairy-heavy French and Italian dishes. Indian cuisine uses a lot of yogurt, but you can easily find dairy-free versions of it in the freezer section of your grocery store. Dairy-free butter is another thing that I highly recommend you stock up on. It's great for cooking and baking. My favorite brand is Melt Organic Dairy-Free Butter, because it tastes so much like real butter. And unlike other brands, it doesn't contain soy oil. The next diet that I want to discuss is the gluten-free diet. When you cut out gluten from your diet, you lose access to wheat, barley, and rye, which means that you'll need to start reading labels more carefully. Wheat starch and modified food starch are 2 ingredients that you should avoid. Foods that contain them might not say gluten on the label, but they can still cause reactions in people with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity. Also, do not forget to check out the seasoning and condiments that you use, because some of them contain wheat starch too. For example, soy sauce, malt vinegar, and some barbecue sauces. One thing I really miss when I go out to eat is bread. There are a few restaurants that offer gluten-free bread, but none of them taste like the real deal. So I highly recommend you buy a good gluten-free bread mix and learn how to make it yourself at home. It's so much better than anything you can buy in stores. And the good news is that it's really simple to make. For the sweet tooths, I would suggest finding a good recipe for gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. It's hard to find a recipe that's chewy and crispy at the same time. But once you find the right one, you can impress your friends with your amazing baking skills. Gluten-free pasta is another staple in my pantry. It's great to have on hand because it's so easy to throw together a meal. One trick to making gluten-free pasta taste better is to use a pasta sauce that contains lots of fiber. That way you can absorb excess starch that tends to make the pasta feel heavier and gloopy. Brown sauce and marinara sauce are both high in fiber, so they are my top picks for pairing with gluten-free pasta. Also, don't forget that beans and legumes count as meatless protein sources too. And finally, the last diet that I want to mention is the vegan diet. Veganism is more of a lifestyle choice rather than a diet because vegans choose to avoid all animal products, including honey. And sometimes they even avoid products that are tested on animals. When going out to eat, you'll need to do some research beforehand to find out which restaurants offer vegan-friendly options. Fast food restaurants aren't the best choices because there aren't many options that are fully vegan. Usually their veggie burgers are cooked on the same grill as meat products. So if you're sensitive to cross-contamination, then you might want to skip fast food altogether. There are quite a few YouTube videos out there that list fast food items that are fully vegan. So take a look at those before you go out to eat. Now that more and more people are choosing to eat less meat, there are more meatless options available in our grocery stores than ever before. My favorite are the Beyond Meat and Impossible Burger Patties. They're both high in fiber and protein, and they contain no cholesterol. Plus, they re-season so well that you can just throw them on the grill and serve it with buns and toppings of your choice. You can even make vegan pizza at home. You just need to get a good vegan cheese, which you can find in the freezer section of most grocery stores, and use a high-fiber crust. Since pizza dough takes a long time to rise, why not try making some garlic bread while you wait? Simply spread vegan butter onto a gluten-free bread, sprinkle it with dried garlic, and bake it in the oven. Your family will never know the difference. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below which of these diets you're following. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And if you have a question for me, leave it in the comments section below. I'll see you next time. Bye.